Welcome to another episode of the Mental Fairway, your weekly dose of mental energy for golf improvement. Now here's your host, Rob from Third Wish Golf Mindset.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Mental Fairway, the podcast where we unlock the mental side of golf and help you play with more focus, confidence, and resilience. I'm Rob, a Certified Mindfulness Instructor and an avid golfer, and this is Third Wish Golf Mindset, where we're doing something different in the golf psychology space. I'd like to introduce myself formally because I don't think we've met. This is a brand new channel, and I hope that you subscribe and come along as we develop this intriguing and proven method for improving at golf. I've been pretty busy, really crazy busy, creating some exciting content for you, pushing the limits of what's possible when it comes to improving your game through mindset training. And yeah, I've made plenty of mistakes along the way as we get going here, but just like in golf, we learn, we grow, and we keep getting better. We're bringing you tons of new content designed to help you sharpen your mental game, trying to make it fun. Mental Tease, if you haven't already seen, is our shorts, our YouTube shorts. We combine affirmations with calming ambient music. These are perfect for quick mindset resets before, during, or after a round. The Zen of Golf, we use just fantastic images combined with meditation music, reflection, inspirational content to help you find calmness, clarity, and focus on and off the course. I highly recommend these, in your everyday life, because they help me a ton. The Master Your Mind series is a deep dive into mental strategies to improve your game, things that you can physically teach yourself, the strategies you need to use these methods on the course, during a round, when you need them the most. You can call on them, and we go through a lot of the process of what it takes, how to develop habits, good mental habits, everything from handling pressure to building consistency and everything in between. And then, of course, our weekly podcasts. We're going to have fun with this. It's where I get a chance to really go in depth into some mental concepts, maybe explain some of the content that, we also have on the channel, and the purpose for it. And we're going to have a little fun as well. I feel like golf is a fun game. It's addictive, as we all know, but it's also frustrating. It becomes a little less frustrating if we learn how to control our mind a little bit better. That was early on when I was really committed myself to improving at golf. That was probably the biggest thing I struggled with horribly, and I didn't realize it, that it was really affecting my game as much as it was. But getting into the death spiral, angry all the time, not wanting to go practice, or really going to practice and not getting anything out of it, it feeds on itself. And as much as we love the game, I think we all would agree we would love it a whole lot more if we could ensure ourselves that we could go out there and play well, play with a clear, focused, calm mind, not get so upset over things that don't go our way. And that's really, when I started to really dig into the mental aspect of golf and started to improve, both my scores improved and the way I felt coming off the course improved a great deal. That's when I really started to think, wow, there's something powerful with this. And I think that it's a part of the golf game that's vastly underrated, especially with us amateurs. We don't spend hardly any time thinking about it. The professionals do, I can assure you. They spend a great deal of time. A lot of them have psychologists that work with them for that very reason, to focus on the game, to improve, to handle pressure. And yeah, we don't maybe have to go that route unless some of you are club champions or aspiring pros. then maybe. But for the average everyday amateur, I think that the content we have here and we offer for free would suffice. And it will teach you a lot of the concepts that you can take to the course tomorrow and implement and start to improve at golf. So let's get into today's episode. And once again, I thank you for being here. Unlike other sports that rely heavily on physical ability, golf is often won or lost in the mind. The mechanics of a swing are repeatable, but what dictates their effectiveness is the mental clarity and emotional stability of the player. Have you ever noticed how your swing feels effortless on the range but falls apart on the course? I know I have. That's the mind-body connection at work. When we're anxious or distracted, our body tenses up, our breathing becomes shallow, and our movements lose fluidity. Mindfulness helps us bridge this gap by training our mind to stay calm, focused, and engaged in every shot. The more we can control our thoughts and emotions, the more our physical movements will reflect our true skill level. Every shot is influenced by thoughts, emotions, and presence. Golf requires players to make precise, controlled movements while under the pressure of competition, personal expectations, and external distractions. Unlike team sports where reaction time is instantaneous, golf allows too much time to think. Sometimes too much thinking can be counterproductive. Again, I can definitely relate to that, and I'm sure a lot of you guys can too. The best golfers don't just have solid mechanics, they have mental discipline. They have the ability to manage thoughts effectively, blocking out distractions and resetting their minds between shots. Mindfulness is the tool that strengthens this skill, enabling you to stay in the moment and approach each shot with full engagement. Mindfulness enhances focus, reduces stress, and improves consistency in performance. Neuroscientific research suggests that practicing mindfulness helps regulate cortisol, the stress hormone, and enhances cognitive function. For golfers, this means clearer decision-making, faster recovery from mistakes, and reduced performance anxiety. A study published in the Journal of Sports Psychology found that athletes who practiced mindfulness-based training performed better under pressure than those who did not. This is because mindfulness increases activity in the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for focus and emotional control. Okay, so let's dive into what mindfulness is and how it applies to golf. It eliminates being stuck in the past. Many golfers struggle with dwelling on past mistakes, a missed putt, a bad drive, or a lost opportunity. These thoughts create frustration, which carries over into future shots. Mindfulness helps golfers reset quickly, recognizing the mistake but not letting it define their round. The past is unchangeable, but the next shot is still in your control. Mindfulness helps to eliminate worry about the future. Golfers often play with their minds on scorecards, final outcomes, or upcoming challenges. This creates anxiety and tension, which affects their ability to stay present and execute. Mindfulness trains you to focus only on the current shot rather than projecting outcomes. The best golf is played one stroke at a time. Mindfulness enhances your focus and attention. Staying locked in on one shot at a time is what separates the elite players from the amateurs. By practicing mindfulness, golfers train their brains to focus on what matters in the moment: their stance, grip, breath, and target. Mindfulness helps to reduce anxiety. The mental strain of golf can cause nervous tension. Mindfulness exercises like deep breathing help regulate the nervous system, ensuring a steady heart rate and calm mental state before each shot. Mindfulness helps you develop emotional control. Learning to recognize frustration, acknowledge it, and then let it go is a key skill in golf. Mindfulness helps golfers navigate their emotions without letting them dictate performance. And mindfulness also creates a sense of calm and confidence. When we golfers play with a mindful and steady approach, we experience greater trust in our ability and an overall greater enjoyment of the game. Okay, so let's go over some practical mindfulness techniques that you can use right away. Breath awareness for focus. Deep breathing can be a golfer's best friend. Taking controlled breaths slows down the nervous system, reduces stress, and increases oxygen flow to the brain, helping with concentration and decision making. One useful technique that I use often is box breathing. Box breathing is when you inhale for 4 seconds, you hold for 4, you exhale for 4, hold for 4, and so on and so on. You repeat this until a sense of calm is achieved. Sometimes it just takes a couple of repetitions, and other times it may take a few. So experiment with that. I really hope you do, because it really helps me, especially in tense moments on the course. Developing a good pre-shot routine with mindfulness is extremely important. I have a tutorial on that on the channel. I encourage you to check that out. It kind of takes you step by step of how to develop your own pre-shot routine with mindfulness kind of embedded in that. It helps you establish a repeatable and mindful pre-shot routine, which ensures consistency. Consistency is what just about every amateur on the face of the earth that plays golf hopes for. That we could just get out there and rely on our swing, rely on our game. And too many times we fall off the rails and we don't know why. And too many times it's because of our mental state, either something we carry to the course from our everyday life, or the game, the round itself taking its toll on us mentally. So again, I stress, this is an extremely important part of golf that I encourage you to dive into. And just like just like what has happened to me in the past, you start to improve with greater speed than you do just going to the driving range and just beating balls for 2 hours. This pre-shot routine can include taking one deep breath before stepping into the shot, visualizing the intended ball flight with as much sensory detail as possible. Again, my tutorial covers a lot of that. Setting a positive and simple swing thought before executing the shot. And then there's post-shot awareness and letting go. Developing a mindful response to bad shots is crucial. Instead of dwelling on mistakes, a golfer should take a conscious deep breath after each shot, good or bad. Acknowledge the shot without emotional attachment. Examples of that would be, that was a miss, let's adjust. Just shake it off. and shift your full attention to the next shot instead of carrying frustration forward. That's a big one for a lot of us. You have a horrible shot. It's hard to get over that. Mindfulness can help with that. Okay, here's an addition to the podcast I will have going forward. As more and more of you guys subscribe and ask questions, I will include many of them here. Since there's very few of you right now, I'll just make up my own and we'll go through those if you have any questions about mindfulness, because I know it's a newer concept to a lot of you. And I hope that from this podcast, you've kind of gained the impression that, it should be a valuable addition to your golf game or your golf preparation. Is mindfulness only for professional golfers? Absolutely not. Mindfulness is beneficial for players of all skill levels to improve focus and enjoy the game more. As we talked about earlier, professionals, usually hire other professionals to help them with the mental approach to the game. We don't need to be that extreme unless you just want to. But I think that the tips, tidbits, and resources that we have on this channel really will provide you with a lot of tools to, approach the game in, the mental part of the game in the right direction. How long does it take to see results from mindfulness? Some golfers notice a difference in just a few weeks. While others, it may take a little bit longer. It all depends on you, how often you're using them. A lot of people like myself tend to give up early on things if they don't happen right away. I beg of you not to do that with mindfulness. Take a few of these concepts that we have here on the channel, install them into your daily routine, and keep working at them. You will see the improvement, I assure you. Can mindfulness really lower my scores? That's probably one of the biggest questions we always get. My answer to that is yes. A calm and focused mind leads to better decision making and fewer mental errors. As I stated earlier, I practice and play quite a bit. Over time, you start to improve your physical approach to the game. But it was only until I really started taking hold of some of these mental concepts that I saw not only my scores improve, but my enjoyment of the game. And I can't stress that enough. I mean, it's an easy addition. It doesn't cost anything. You don't have to buy a new fangled practice aid or a new club or anything like that. Just take these methods with you. They're free. Just practice them on the course and see your scores eventually drop by a few shots. Combine that with your practice regimen, physical practice regimen, and you'd be astounded at what you can achieve. Do I have to meditate to be mindful? Not at all. We encourage meditation, on this channel in certain formats if that's what you want to do. But no, mindfulness really doesn't. It has, I guess, relationship with meditation, but it's not meditation. Mindfulness can be practiced on the course through breath control, focus, and intentional awareness. So it's slightly related to a meditative practice, but not. So in closing, I just want to again thank you for being here today, and just to remind you that mindfulness isn't just a technique, it's a mindset that transforms your golf game and your approach to life. By staying present, breathing through pressure, and letting go of mistakes, you'll develop a calmer, more confident approach to every round. Hey, if you enjoyed today's episode, I encourage you to please subscribe to the Mental Fairway and our channel. Feel free to leave a review and share this with a fellow golfer who's looking to sharpen their mental edge. Till next time, thank you.
Thanks so much for listening. If you've gleaned something from our broadcast, please consider subscribing. Remember, elevate your mind and lower your score.